All right, this should be good enough. Hi, my name is João. This channel began with a simple idea of having conversations with people that I know. It came from the process that I was having for one other creative project that I have that I'm still writing, in which I'm using these ideas or these conversations with these people to better depict some of the characters that I'm writing about. But throughout that process, I came to enjoy actually what I was doing with these people itself, which was listening to their lives, to their beliefs, to their worldviews, and I kind of just decided to take it from there and just try to capture that feeling, to capture the essence of each of these people. So this first video will be with Davide, and one thing that Davide once told me some time ago was a simple sentence that stayed with me since then, which was, "Until it's done, tell no one." I wanted to understand a bit more of what that sentence meant, and I wanted to understand more about the mindset of Davide behind who he is in the character and whatnot. So, without further ado, here is the video of Davide. And if you really enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing, maybe. Anyways, thank you very much and enjoy the video. But thank you for doing this with me. Just to clarify, I don't know, maybe if you've been wondering why I decided to ask you, in particular, you to be interviewed. I don't really see it as an interview. I see this as a very long conversation that we're going to, in which I'm going to ask a set of questions that are very related to you as a person, to you as a human being, in the sense of what do you believe in, and as a deeper thought than that is also throughout my time here in Greece, you in particular, you marked me, not just because we worked together, you were my mentor at the job. You kind of taught me the ropes as to be a team leader and about other things when it came to the professional side. But outside of the company, you were also there. When I think of you, there is, for some reason, there is this very specific sentence that they have said that stood with me, and I never really understood why that sentence resonated with me, but it just got stuck. There is more to that sentence, of course, but that's also part of the reasons why I wanted to have this interview with you. In this case, let me just say that the sentence that hit me the most from you is actually something that you've said very recently, which is until it's done, tell no one. Which by itself, I think it's pretty clear, right? Until it's done, tell no one. But there's definitely more into that sentence that you shared with me, and I definitely want to investigate that a little bit more. But before we go there, I need to know more about you because, in all honesty, I know Davide, the team leader. I know Davide, the Italian guy that I met in Greece, but I never got to know too much of Davide. So from here on out, you answer however you feel comfortable with answering, and whatever follow-up questions come from there, it's up to you to decide if you want to answer them or not. Can we agree on that?
Okay. Okay.
Anything that
You
you'd
want
like
you
to
want
say?
you don't know what can of worms you are opening.
But that's exactly the idea. All right, so Davide, let's start with something more personal before we delve deep. So, first of all, what is your name and what does it mean to you?
My name is Davide Gentile. If you sum the letters and the names and everything else, it comes out as seven. Actually, seven everywhere. It's a theory that comes from patterns. I believe in patterns. I don't believe in what people say. I believe in what people do. And I believe in when people do some things in the same way, some people have the ability just to see a pattern in things that do. Because I stopped trusting what people say since I was a kid. And then when you observe, when you see even how people just behave and everything else, you have an idea. Later in life, I just understand that there was something in common with that, but this is a studies that I did by myself, and that throw me in a place where I find the questions more interesting than the answers. And because when I was a kid, when I was asking some questions, the answer was that I was not supposed to do to make these questions, and it's something that biologically and psychologically something that I cannot do. I cannot accept that there are questions that we might have, and that there is no way just to even have an idea of the answer. I have two brothers and two sisters. I don't talk to none of them right now. So family for me is not something. It was something that I was forced in. I don't care. Maybe someone was joking that I was adopted. It's not that. It's that after many years, there are some things that you never thought they could happen. And the moment you were thinking about it, something happened just to show you in your face that be careful what you think about your thoughts and what you maybe want to feel, because the price that you pay getting what you want is what you once wanted. Knowledge as a price. I don't nothing. I don't think that I know a lot more of other people. I know only that I focus more on the details that other people maybe don't see. I think that during my whole life work, since I start working, I never had any kind of some issues with people that were willing to learn. It's all because I like teaching. And this was the things that I did that gave me a lot of satisfaction. But even in other place, when I had my teams as a team leader, when I was an agent, I like to learn new stuff. Of course, then comes in a routine that it can be good from one side, but let's not forget that we were teached at school, like, you need to do this, this will be your life, and then fuck off and die. I don't like just to limit things in a way so trivial. I don't like when I see people that just put themselves in a box because they need. If I stick to this box, then I will go to the next one. The box will be bigger. I will have a higher title. I will have a better name. No, you will be always you. If you are stupid, you will remain stupid with another name, but you will always be stupid. That's the point. You will not have the chance just to learn, just to grow. Because there's people that they're afraid to grow because they're afraid to get in hold because they don't know. When I was younger and the time was passing differently from now, I wanted just to have the most of the experience that I was doing. But I had my child trauma that I had to bring with me, for which I had always to prove myself more than other people because I could not fail the things that I was trying to do. And this, of course, just put me in a position where most of the time I was doing what I had to do and not what I wanted to do because I had to prove myself to everybody except me. The point of that is that, okay, once you reach a point in your life that, and I reached this point at least two times, that you go down, but you go down and you go very down. There's no other place just to go after that. It will be up or will be stay there. Okay, it was a good try, but it was not good enough. Try again with the next coin into the video game. Most of the problem, most of the issues that we have now as full and functional adults is the things that we take with us since we were kids. And not kids, say 6, 7. No, no, before that. When our brain was so young that all the information that we had didn't come from a screen, they come from the environment. There were so many things that maybe we repressed in a way that we cannot understand. But I have a big issue on this way. I remember almost everything. And this will be my demise because I remember things that I cannot understand how old I was. I remember things, I remember dreams that I had when I was very, very small. I was, I think, 2, 3 years old, something like that. I have these flashes, and I sounds and images go together. I know that some things happened, and I know that these things might be just because I remember it. It remain impressed in your mind in a way that your mind tries to protect you because we have a survival instinct very hidden inside that try just to do the best for us into the worst way sometimes because I mm, protect you from what? Protection from pain because pain is bad. Without pain, you cannot understand when you're feeling good. That's the point of feeling pain. And what happens with this when this pain is too much? You cannot handle it. You think that you cannot handle it, but you're just afraid to do it. Because this is another things. We have fear, pain, and all the things that outside inputs, outside sources just told us what is right and what is wrong. Just not going sometimes even against the moral compass that every human being should have, except for psychopaths and sociopaths.
For me, it's pretty clear given the name, but where were you born and how has that place shaped you?
I was born in Italy. Trinitapoli is in the area of the, it's in Puglia,
Italy,
provincia di
Napoli. You
Foggia.
said Napoli.
No, Napoli is from the side of Tirreno, and on the other side we have the Adriatico. We are on the other side. Well, it's a very small town, was 14,000 people. The problem was that I was born in a family that were Jehovah's Witnesses. So in a place, in a very small place that was very Catholic and everywhere, where people had studied Bible just to meet themselves into these churches to talk how to stop Jehovah's Witnesses just to go door to door to do what they were doing. Being in school was not fun at all because I was the one that at school, I talk about when I was 6 years old until 9, then 13. In the school, the kids had to, in the morning, say the prayer that they have over there. And I didn't. And then my teacher knew that I couldn't. So sometimes I remember just perfectly. One time it was this substitute teacher. She came and she saw that I was not standing up to do that. I tried to explain to her why I couldn't do it. She slapped me up in my face in front of everybody. And these things, you cannot forget it. You just remain with you.
Is this like a common situation? I don't want to say a common situation, but
Mm. You know
is
what?
this like something that you experienced very often at school because you didn't know how to pray?
I was always, of course, when there was a chance and there was someone to bully, I was the easiest target because uh, because of what I was different in that way. But I was a pariah before I knew what pariah meant. And being like that, of course, just puts you in a perspective. I've always been someone that didn't want to make too much noise. I was always on myself. I was always, that's why I started reading in the comics. I needed a world by myself. I needed a place where I could stop just all the bullshit that I was hearing from everywhere else. But being even a third son of five was even worse because each one, of course, had their needs. And even if I understand how hard could have been for my parents, and nobody's ready just to, even if someone was one son. Now, don't talk, let's not talk about now because now it's just this what we're living now is just a bad writing science fiction movie that I hope it would finish as soon as possible. Maybe with the UFO invasion or whatever, because it's getting really stupid. Whatever is happening right now, we are living it. What can we do from our point, from what how I was raised or you were raised or the times that we were uh, growing are so different from times that we are going right now, that I think that we slipped into 2012 in a different reality where, okay, let's put everything at random. Let's see what happens. Because this is exactly the feeling that I have. And but from my side, I have all this year, all the things that happened when I was a kid, all the fact that I was always put in a different spot from others. And even then, the father figured that they wanted just for us not to, or he pretended from us that nobody could have say something bad about us, so we needed to behave or whatever. Just made me the black sheep. The black sheep, when turned 18, took a train and left, say bye bye to everyone. I did never ask money to no one, and I just started doing the things that I wanted to do. And I made a lot of mistakes, of course. I probably said a lot of lies, but there was no other choice. It was that or the death of someone that wanted to know something different and something more. When you have a dream, protect it. When you have, you need, I knew how to protect my energies before energies became something that now, with the new age or whatever they call movement or everything else, is something that is trending. Even there's a lot of things that I each one of us has their own ideas. The problem is we are not able right now to have, not all of us, to have a proper conversation to anyone. I could have a conversation, for example, for the people, for the kids where I was teaching, or even for my team members, because I was listening first. And it's so hard to have someone giving you the gift of your attention, because now it's a gift. Just give attention to each other. And the other day I was passing to a bar. There was this girl. She was a, the body movement she was doing. She was not comfortable. The boyfriend in front of her all the time on the phone, watching the phone. What's the point of going out and stay at home? And I hope this girl one day will say, "What the fuck? Go away and go to find someone else." That maybe she would take the phone instead. Otherwise, I don't know.
I'm taking notes, and definitely I already have some follow-up questions that I will make. But for now, I just want to follow through with the ones that I have. What is your earliest memory?
I cannot tell you this.
No problem. Don't worry about it. What is one of the memories that you have that you never want to forget about? And what is one thing, not the thing, but one thing that you wish you could forget, but you can't?
The problem is that right now I have more things that I want to forget than things that I want to remember. And there is an underline because we have the Alzheimer gene into the family. My grandfather had the Alzheimer. My uncle died a few months ago at the same thing. And I don't know. I will need to make a test later. And for someone that has a very good memory, um, and
Exactly.
sometimes has been
That's kind of why I asked you the question because you said you remember everything.
has a very good memory. You know when mm, you don't maybe no, not yet. But when I start seeing that some things, uh, have you have someone gaslight you in thinking something that you know that was right, but someone was telling you that serious that no, it was not. You didn't say that. No, you never asked me that. At the point that you doubt yourself, if you had an experience like this, you might understand how hard it is sometimes just to keep your sanity and trust yourself. When someone puts me into the position in which I am not sure of what I did or what I said, that is 99% impossible. Because if Maybe sometimes might happens. I will think more and I would say, oh, you're right. There's nothing wrong in being wrong sometime because when you have an experience that I had to deal with millions of people until now, I'm talking about clients that many times I met someone, for example, when I was working in Migros, many years after, and there was this guy that came to me. I remember you because I remember I was sick and you took me with the car to the pharmacy, but then we made a detour and we went to the Faro in to watch theaters from other side. I do not remember the guy, but it was so. Uh, it it was very nice that someone remembered that. Then, if it was maybe a moment in Migros that I was not doing very well, but it was something good. It was sometimes we forget some good stuff that we did as well. I was afraid when I was a kid that but when I grow up, I will have so many things in my head. Where do I put everything? How can I understand? And this was the reason, most of all, because I started even the blog, that I want to put there something that I still remember. And I'm not like David Lynch that I remember things in my way and I will put it that way. Sometimes it's good, even this. But until there is something that when you remember it, when you recreate it, makes you feel good. I want to remember that. But some other things that didn't make me feel good. There is this thing. Some people sometimes do bad stuff. I did bad stuff as well. Not intentionally, sometimes intentionally. Sometimes I let karma just take care of it. But once you admit that you did something wrong and you find forgiveness, it's not necessary that you have it. You have to find it in yourself and just let the other people know that maybe you did something that you were not supposed to do and you understood it. It gives even closure to the other person. I never had someone just to do this with me. And I know that there was some closure that it was not up to me because karma just took over and they had the closure that they deserved. The point is that I need not to forget. I cannot forget. I can forgive. I can forgive in a sense that if you did something very wrong to me, something very bad, and you did it intentionally, when you have to deal with someone that do something to you just to hurt you, you come out traumatized because having to deal with someone that intentionally do something to harm you is not a very something that makes you feel good. First of all, why? And I don't, not even, first of all, I don't give a shit why you did it. Why we had to hurt each other in a way that you don't know the other person, how this will affect their life. So that's why I prefer to live alone. I prefer not to deal with too much people. Or right now, trying to protect the energies that I shuttered away due to whatever happened since last year and try just to do something for myself to get better. When I find myself into this crossroad, crossroad, there are only two roads, right or left. You can even stop right there and finish it there. But it's always a choice. When you understand how important is the fact that just being here right now, it can be even a simulation. I don't give a shit. I do with or tell maybe free will. I don't give a shit, whatever it might be. I give a shit about the fact what I'm trying to do right now. I give a shit on the fact that I know that every interaction that I have with people can change the way that or the path that they will be on, and I always try to do it for the best. I'm always trying to be a better person. That's it.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
I
What
don't
are the
like
three
to
words
describe
out there
myself.
that best describe
Beautiful.
you? Be honest, come on.
Very funny. No, I don't like. I, you know what? I don't like to hear about people what they think of me. I like to be the things that makes me feel good, that makes me feel better, is the fact that I know that sometimes I can do something good and I can help someone, even if it's not, even if at the moment that I'm doing it, maybe I should focus more on helping myself because I always tell this thing that if I help someone else, this will help me back. It will make me feel better. And this is the thing that I need to work a little bit more on because maybe I
You
heard
do.
someone
You
saying it.
do.
I
You
don't give a shit
definitely
what
do.
the people say. I don't give a shit about the people that say, if you don't help yourself, you cannot help everybody. Go fuck yourself, first. Second, if I feel good helping someone, let me do it my way. Then I would think about me. Because at the time that I'm concentrated in helping solving someone else's problem, I'm doing something. Being less
So
stronger, like I was here.
wait. Because I think that you're halfway kind of dodging the question here. I understand that. Uh, although I understand what you said there, that you can't care too much, or you don't care at all about what other people think or say of you. In
No,
this case,
yes,
I really just want to understand is what are the words that you could use that would best describe you? 3 words.
who is this? I don't know. I don't know because you know what?
You for yourself.
Uh,
You from yourself. When you think of yourself, what do you think are the things that best describe you? This does not mean that it's involved about what I think or anybody else thinks.
I'm
It's just about what you
I'm
see.
resilient. I'm resilient. But when I stop caring, the game is over. So I cannot do it. If I stop caring about something or about someone, the game is over. I don't want to reach that point. And
So
when
you
you
have
see that
boundaries.
people,
So you could say that boundaries. You have very strict boundaries.
no, I don't. The problem is the opposite. Sometimes I cannot say no. And people sometimes just abuse of this fact that I cannot say no. And even if I do it trying to educate in showing you asked me to do something that I was not supposed to do. You could ask even someone else, but I did it. And then you put me into the position that it will cause me issues or problems. And then you just wash your hands and go, and you don't care about what you did. Um, I want to do it, even to say always, okay, yes, I will do it, just to show you that, okay, I will do this. Then I put myself into another perspective and say, if I would have asked this person the same thing, and the answer is always no. And this is not good because I try to change something that I cannot change. That's why I need to focus more on the things that I can control because I have control issues. I know that control is an illusion, but I want things done. I know, no, not the other one. I see things differently. I experience time differently. I we don't. The past does not exist. The future neither, because it's not here yet. We live in a eternal present, because we are just living always the here now. I see the time not like a line, but like a dot that you can see from another perspective. That's why I even thought and make this hypothesis that when I had a little flashes of the future, it's because sometimes our frequency just allows to see things that maybe have not happened yet, and maybe will not happen, but there is a chance to happen. We know nothing about how this universe works. And I don't think I don't want to pretend to say that I know something about it. I don't. I can talk only about my experience. That's why I like questions more than answers, because I see that most of the issues that we have here as society, as human beings, is just the things that we cannot define, and that they call it fate, for example. I admire people who have faith in something. I admire people that they trust in something and they make them feel good. Because this is very good. It's positive, except when they are used just to political games that put people against each other. And everything becomes whatever we can see every day or whatever they keep to feed us in order just to keep us under control with fear and mm, policies that makes no sense. For example, you remember the policies about this inclusivity or whatever. When I was younger, the inclusivity was we want to be equals. We want to do the same things that other people does. Now is no. You need to accept the fact that I have psychological issue and I don't go to the psychologist our psychiatrists, and you have to tell me whatever I want you to tell me. And they want us to believe that we need to adapt to that. They change even the grammar. This world is not the world that I was supposed to, that I started living in. So people going crazy and making you think that you are going crazy is gaslighting and an agenda that they just made just to put each other against each other.
Who do you trust most in your life?
I like to trust people and I always give a chance. Right now, I try, I cannot, I don't, I can, there's not, you know what? I don't let a lot of people around me for this reason, mostly. Because I, I don't like to be disappointed. But sometimes it's a mistake. Sometimes I'm right. Because my mistake is that when I met someone and I try just to do something, maybe I give too much. For example, if I met someone and this person start giving me too much without me asking, I would feel uncomfortable because nobody giving me something without expecting something back in return. That's why it's a little bit messed up. Like trust is a two-way road, and when you want to prove to someone that you trust them and you give them more than you're supposed to, it's only the 1% that will answer to the trust, making you understand that you're safe and you can trust as well this person. And of course, then you are tired always. We are sometimes we are magnet for people that will do exactly the opposite that you are expecting to. Oh, can she hear me? No, she cannot. Not she,
No,
mamma
she
mia.
cannot. She cannot hear
I'm
you.
sure that she. I'm sure that
It's
she was
okay.
she into another
You're
universe.
not the only person that says that, but no, it's a he. It's a he.
Karina, oh my God, it's getting bigger. My
He's
cats
really
came
big.
here before I said, go away.
Pasa, vete va, por. Um, so there isn't a particular person that you'd say that this person is someone that I truly trust. In a sense, you trust in the people that you have around you.
I give some trust. Not
Mm.
everything, but of course, it's the way just to select.
Have you lost someone, and how did that loss affect you? And by loss here, I don't mean the subject of death. I mean loss of any kind, for any reason. Doesn't need
We,
to be related to death, particularly.
we lose
I'm just
friends, we lose a lot of people on the way.
mhm.
There are some people that maybe you met or you talked to once a year, and you know that they will. It's like you just left them the other day. Other people, they come in our life. They come for a reason. It's I don't know. It makes me feel sometimes. This is the other point. I overthink the fact that every interaction that we can have with any kind of people that we deal with affect these people and affect us in a way that just think of the ramification. You have to take a bus to go to work. That day, you will not make it in time because maybe a glass broke at home. So, from the glass that broke at home, you were late, you missed the bus. Your life depends on a glass because if that day you would take a bus, your life will go in one direction. If you won't take the bus, it will go into another completely different direction that you know nothing about. These are the kind of things that I always think sometimes. If you see the beginning of a Magnolia, the movie, when there are these coincidences, I don't believe in coincidences as well. But who are we into this experiment here? What is the reason of everything that we are doing? I shouldn't give you a couple of shit about this because I'm always trying to find a way to live it more than surviving it. Because sometimes just to live and to breathe, they're not the same thing. There's a lot of people that consume oxygen without paying it and that they are useless. Some people are just, the NPC into the video games that just stay there and then you cannot interact. Why are you staying there? Go away. At the time, but we are not even the main character, even in our movie, or are we? Then there is comes in the delusion of the narcissist, the fact that we, someone, think that everything turns around us, that everything else or everyone else are just a construct of what we are building with our mind. Because it's only us that we exist, all the rest is just in our imagination. Even the interaction, even the bad things that happens, the good things that happens, then consider other things. It might be even true because that's we do not experience that. We see that because we it happens to other people that we know, and we know the effect of that, but we never died yet. Or maybe something happened and we saw something like a glimpse that we could call it even a glitch. But losing people for me is always a loss. Even especially people that maybe you thought that they were there or they could have been there even more time and then you start missing. But what stops us just to try to get in touch with the people that we lost? And why did we lose it? If we lose it, it was the only solution in order, maybe better for us or better for them or whatever. It's better just to learn the lesson and keep going. Sometimes there are other things in the middle to consider. Sometimes there is a pain that cannot be healed so quickly. But sometimes we are fucking masochists that just want to feel that pain because at least we are, oh, it happened this to me, it left me or whatever, I feel pain. There's something about it. Watch a movie, go meet some other people. We are tired just to hear people whining. And I was like, I'm tired, I'm so tired sometimes just to hear myself whining when some things doesn't go the way they are supposed to go. But then I remember, okay, I was whining about this, but why? Because sometimes we don't feel good enough just to deal with this by ourselves. And we don't have anyone else around just to help us out. And maybe we don't want to even to ask for help because we don't want just to give to other people this weight. Or maybe because we are trying just to be better, to feel better, just to go to get to a point, just to force ourselves. Now, tomorrow I will be better. It doesn't work like that. Never works like that. There are bad times, good times, Sometimes it needs more time. Time doesn't heal all the wounds. Won't. Sometimes you need just to accept that some days are better than others. That's it.
You said some time ago, when you have a dream, protect it. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by we have to protect our dream?
So nobody believes in our dreams except us. Even if someone you tell it to someone that is a friend or whatever, the first thing that the person do automatically, without even thinking, without even not something premeditated, when you say something that you really want to do to someone else, or just to say it because you feel excited about something you want to do, you just release and throw away half of the energy that you're putting in it, even if you cannot understand it at the moment, because you say, it's something so good, I want to do it, and experience it first time. While I was writing the things that I was doing, and until it's done, tell no one. I tried to tell to someone, and it was exactly what was going on. All the time that you share something that is very important for you, that you want to do, you will always find opposite energies that will do their best just to say, what the fuck you were thinking? Don't do this bullshit. And half of your dreams will go into the garbage. We cannot allow dreams just to go into the garbage. I was the one that when I someone that I would like to do this, go now, do it now. Don't think about it twice. Can you do it now? No. Can you do it maybe in 2, 3 months? You need something, okay? Do it. Otherwise, it means that you don't want to do it. First. Second, you tell it to me, don't tell it to anyone else. You need to even be around people that not share the same point of view. I would be bullshit if I had someone like me. No, I want just to have the chance to have other opinions. I know my opinions. My walls know my opinions, even my cats, but they don't care. And and sometimes we need just to find other people just to have different opinions. But our dreams, these are ours. And we know exactly if we can reach or we can do these things. And if I put in my mind that I can do whatever I want to do and just to do it, I need just to stop and shut up and do the things without telling to someone that even doesn't know me, I'm doing this, that, and this someone that doesn't know me will go there. I saw that, but I don't know. Maybe it's not the right moment. Maybe only just this kind of energy will destroy the one that you are trying just to take care of. And that's why I I put it even in the things that I was doing. Um, Guard your light and protect your energies, especially if that's to do with something that you want to do. And that whatever we are doing, whatever dreams we are trying just to reach, just to make it real, is something that only it will be first only for us. And then of course, I know I want to plan everything. I put everything in the test, and I know that some action I can foresee exactly how this would be effort to me. Until now, I've been very lucky because all the jobs that I did, and I never changed jobs too many times because everything that I was doing, I did for years. Now, whatever I was doing, I always found a way to love what I was doing. Nobody forced me just to do 12 hours a day every day without a day off. I wanted to do it. I wanted to be the example that my agents wanted to have someone to take care of, someone that you can trust. Trust is not something that you buy at the supermarket. The first thing that I always say to people when I met them, I will not tell you to trust me because it's not something that is doable right now. You don't know me. I don't know you. I will show you exactly what I can do for you, and you will decide if you can trust me or not. And nobody talked like that to people that were doing a job like that for the first time. And I'm glad that some of these people understood exactly the assignment. The assignment is we all know that we are numbers, but let's not make it just the things that make us wake up in the morning. We go to work because we have something to learn, and we have a good environment in which we can do something that will get us paid.
What is your relationship with power, control, and authority?
I have issue with authority, that issues. Okay,
That issues.
power, yes. Authority, I sometimes feel like I'm under scrutiny. I'm under just I'm watching everything that I do, and I need to do it right.
Hmm.
Power, I don't like to have it. I don't like power exactly. I know what power can do because I used to use a microphone sometime. When you have a
You,
microphone and you talk to
okay.
people, especially a lot of people, you have a lot of power that you cannot even imagine. Of course, it was
What do you mean?
for other reason.
Sorry to interrupt you
Whatever
there.
we
What do you
say
interrupt you there?
is regarding the importance of the words that comes out of our mouth. If you're a person that have a certain have a certain um, importance, people that that you respect or you have influence on other people, having a microphone and say whatever you are going to say that moment, comes with a huge responsibility. Power, if you there are people that just want power because maybe they were always treated like they always wanted to prove themselves aware. But once they have power and they don't know how to use it, usually they will abuse it, and usually they put them in a position that okay, now we have power. Power is something that you need to be used to. It's something that can consume you if you don't understand the implication of it. If you don't care about it and you use it just because you can, this is the most scary things of power. If you don't care about what you do because you can, it doesn't show you like a very clever human being. You will do whatever you want, but at the end, don't forget that the same spot that you will leave at the cemetery will be the one of the guy that maybe didn't have anything in his life. So what's the point? There is something that there was a when we were kids at school, we had this Antonio de Curtis was Toto. He was a comedian. Every comedian, the one that made the movies in the 50s, it was very important. He bought a lot of titles like Prince, Barone, Count, or whatever, because he was born poor. And he wrote this poem called Alivella. Livella is the things that's level. And there was two ghosts into the cemetery. One is a ghost. One was just died and it was put into the tomb over there. It was a count or something, like that, an aristocrat. The other one was someone that a worker, a simple one. The point was that who you were in life doesn't count, doesn't mean what kind of life you lived, what could have you done, but you didn't. At the end, always that there's a level that will put everything in a different perspective. So I cannot really understand why a lot of people in power decide how to live their life, or I cannot understand how people can be deceived at the point to lose. I can, but it's okay. To lose to not having dreams and not having goals or whatever, and just think about the things that they're fed continually with television or whatever is the trend in the moment. And I don't care if these things are maybe old fashioned, because maybe it's a trend that I am aware, Gen Z. I don't give a fuck about it if they put me a label. When I was younger, we tried just to take off labels because we wanted just to be. You respect me, I respect you. You don't respect me, go fuck yourself. I will go to talk to someone else. End of the story. So now everyone gets offended. Hey, tell me that. I don't know if you don't cannot even deal with someone in a social context just to be offended. Go leave, close, close the door at your home and just throw the key into the toilet and stay there so you won't get offended. I don't condone stupidity. And I'm sorry. This is the way I see it. Ah, I should say, sorry, I should say that this is my idea. Whose else should be idea? This is an idea that if you think about logically, there is no other way to think about it.
What do you believe is humanity's biggest strength and humanity's biggest weakness?
Which humanity, which period of the existence? Because this humanity, there is no hope.
Hmm.
There is
So,
no
what
hope.
is the biggest strength that this humanity has right now? If the biggest weakness of this humanity right now is to have no hope, what is its biggest strength right now?
I don't want just now, okay, just generally. We forget that most of the things that we see or we hear, we cannot discern, we cannot separate the good and the bad. So we need to stay grounded to the reality of the things that we see, because soon, whatever we will see on the screen, it will be debatable. Because whatever we will be see on the screen, we cannot tell if it will be real or not, and not only on the screen. So what the only thing that will keep us real is just to deal with the environment we live in and the people we know around us. If we just try to have an idea of what's going on in other countries, we cannot trust anymore whatever we see or whatever we hear about. And people, in any case, will take a stand because it's a trend just to take a stand. Because this is right and this is wrong. Because they tell you that this is right and this is wrong. There is no, the only thing that can save humanity is the fact that we should start always, not overthinking, but just to be open to other people's opinions. Then to enrich us. Just if you say something that I do not agree with you, I will explain you why I do not agree with you. And maybe you will tell me something that will make change my mind. Nobody just put this into the equation because nobody talks anymore to each other. They just have their time. They just feel better just to invent the best insult or just the more extreme things to write on a tweet just to get attention. If it's attention that you miss and you don't want to look at yourself in the mirror because maybe it broke once you went in front of the mirror, because even the mirror was tired of looking at you, uh, this is the point. There is a pessimism about the what we see and what we are. People doesn't want to be seen for what they are, and this is a big the things that will be the demise of this most of this part of the humanity, because we forget even what is the meaning of humanity. What it means to be a human being. What does it mean? What meaning we give to this? What importance we give to this? And we need to change, or just to be adaptable, just to understand that we can change our mind, and it's okay. But for someone, it's scary because people don't like change. I don't like change as well, but once you change, you put yourself into another perspective. Oh my God. Or maybe I was thinking about that, but I didn't believe that, and now I do. Oh my God. How it happens? Because you grow up. And maybe it's not only, it doesn't finish there. There's a lot of other things that you can learn. Do you know that? And you don't need to go to school because school is just has been set like a prison. Since we were in school, we had to do exactly what prisoners do in prisons. What do we learn over there? Just some rules, routine, in order to have discipline. Nothing else. Nothing really that gave us. Because even history, we studied history. I don't know what, I don't remember nothing of the history that I studied. First of all, if I want to take the book, let's never forget that books were written from people that one of the winners of a war or whatever. So we see only one side. We are always one-sided mm, position with one-sided opinion that will never give us the truth because the truth is one. There is no many truth. The truth is one. You can change even the way that you look at it, but it's only one. It cannot be two truth. So I have this discussion all the time, especially when we talk about religion, because I know what my family believed in. I know what all the rest of the world believe in. The faith is a very good thing, and I invite people with faith. But when you put one in front of another, they will kill themselves just to defend their faith.
Do you believe in something divine or is it all human made?
We doesn't come from nothing. Once you realize how complex we are, how complex is everything around us, if you want just to think about that, there was a chance into a universe that we don't know how vast they are, that we might exist right now, right here, like we are, I think that there is no way that we come from nothing. And nothing comes from somewhere. You know what was my issue when I was a kid? When I was at school, and of course I didn't do religion in class, I once asked if God created us, who created God? Of course I never had an answer because you have to have faith that this is it. This is it. It's not written in any of my book. I know that I cannot have an answer to that. But if we, someone, created special DNA just to, that now we are here just because of that, who created the person that created us? It's a simple question. But if you go to the dogma of the religion, you cannot make that question. It's a question that I really was curious just to have an answer somewhere, even when I die. Before I die, and when I die, just that die. Okay. We don't know what happens. If energy doesn't destruct itself and it continues just to exist in any other place, I want to know who started it all and why. Because even if we go to the origin of everything, if I know who created God and who created God, and then you think about the Sims. The Sims is a program. Yeah, these people over there, you can make them do whatever they want. There's this, this joke that they make that, yeah, it is just piloting us doing something, saying something, even this conversation or whatever. It might be not. Who knows? I feel that each one of us feels this thing that we are different, that we feel something different from what other people feel, think, or do. And it's exactly this thing that should put people together. It's exactly this thing that should allow people to grow psychologically, spiritually, even. If you want just to put a meaning to something, even the understanding that we won't get all the answer that we need, and the acceptance of it might be something that helps us just look at things differently. Maybe make live us a little bit better because in all this chaos, in all these things, in all this rush to do everything, to watch everything, now they just cut the attention span of everybody with all this application that just destroy all the neurons that you have into the brain. Even with all of this, there is something always that will make us feel a little bit better, maybe less confused. But there is a war. We are so good at creating war. All these wars are not helping just to the fact that into the times for communication, we are not able to talk to each other.
When everything feels heavy, what keeps you moving?
The fact that I'm still breathing.
Yeah. So
Because
is
until
that the
I am
only thing?
here,
Is that the only thing that is it your survival instinct? Is it the fact that you are resilient and that you are willing to push forward and see what's beyond
I
the other
put
side?
my I put myself into the position that I have nothing to lose. So if I'm still going forward, I'm not doing it. I'm doing it mostly for myself. And even because I want to see how all the things that have been set in place will play out. But in the meantime, if I can try, if I can do something good, if I can experience something different, I want to do it. There's a lot of things that I did not experience. There's a lot of things that I could have done better, but I need to try to bury the past just to forget. You cannot forget. Just to put the things that happened in a place where they cannot hurt you anymore. It happened. Stop. Uh, I want to stop to be stressed about the fact that maybe if I don't get the money next month, I will be on the road with my two cats. I'm just looking for bridges now, just to go look under it because it's not happened yet. What I can do is what I can do now. I can do something. I can change something. I will try to do my best. I will do mistakes. I will make some other bullshit that maybe will put me a step back. And then I will need to do my best just to put 3 steps forward. Because it's not because I feel forced, I don't have a choice. But when you have nothing to lose and you decide to keep going, this is something that is a challenge that you have to take because you have decided that maybe this will be, will show me something that maybe I haven't seen yet. Even will show something about me or will make me learn something about me that I didn't know yet.
Do you believe loneliness is part of being human or something we create?
Someone said that humans are being just to stay with other persons. Not valid for all of them.
It
Sometimes
is said
I,
that we are a social animal.
yes, animal. You're an animal. And the only way that I found to save myself the first time was just to leave everything beside me. It was the only way. I don't know how I knew it, but I knew it and I did it. And I understood. What? We don't say. Sometimes you just understand it and you need to go through it. And this is the other part of the path. There are some things that you cannot explain. You cannot share. Because if you share it or you explain it to someone that doesn't have a minimum idea of what you've been through or what happened to you, and maybe you're trying just to do it, just to explain to someone, no, never do that. You're the only person that can understand what you have to say sometimes are the people that went through exactly the same things that you did. or the people that maybe have a more an open mind about the fact that all the suffering and all the pain can be used for good, can help you. Mm, You cannot understand how pain can help you because pain is bad. So, how can something bad that happens to me that I didn't want to happen can help me out? Well, it does only if you keep going. If you don't keep going because maybe it's too much, you will never know. And I want to know. Because sometimes we say a lot of words. We talk. Um, we talk just because we want to find a synchronicity, maybe, or just to someone, just to, uh, for me, sometimes to talk is like trying to try to have back, try to give attention. In a moment where the attention span is inexistent, the only gift that sometimes we can give to each other is the gift of the attention of what we are saying or what you are listening.
Thank you for that. That was actually really nice. That was actually really nice. That one. All right. So until it's done, tell no one. For me, this sentence, when I heard this sentence, there is a lot of there is this sense of duty towards this sentence. There is an idea of an implied something that we are supposed to do, or that we can do, or should fight to do for. So, in that sense, what does duty mean to you, and who do you serve?
Till it's done, it means that you have something to do. And when you reach the point when you felt that you had nothing else to give and nothing else to do, it puts you into the position in which you know that you have to do something. You have an idea. You have something that maybe always put it aside because you did not believe, because maybe you are surrounded by people that do not believe in things that maybe we are able to do. So they need this to be shown to them. But you will not do it for them. You will do it for you until it's done. So if whatever I will do, I will repute that this is exactly what I wanted to do. First, I will do it for myself and fuck all the rest. And I know that all the rest, then I will get even money for that. I will get rich. Yay!
So it's the sense that you have a purpose, from what I understood. So, in that sense, when was the last time that you felt powerless, or you felt like you didn't know what to do, and what did you do to overcome that feeling?
I slept on it. There is nothing you can do when you feel, when you are going through some of these days that you know that the results of the things that you are doing requires maybe more time, or maybe there is not something else you can do because you can physically or psychologically you realize that you need to change something, or something happened that was not supposed to, or something just put you on another way. I just wait for this to pass. I will try not to take it too seriously because it's too easy sometimes just to throw everything on the air, throw the computer away, and say fuck everything. It's the easiest part, that one. I try not to listen to that voice. I try just to listen to the reason why I started something. And when I start something, I want to get it done because I owe it to myself, first of all. And maybe I don't want to worry about what will happen tomorrow. I don't know what will happen today. I feel that this is the right way. I feel that this will be something that I will be really proud about. This feeling, I need to protect it because it's the easiest part. It's the easiest things for let someone or something up from outside and just make it dissolve it. Because I still have these issues in which I need the approbation or just someone to say, "Oh, you did good, well." I always feel that,
You feel the
and
need
this time I
of
said,
approval.
yes, that you know me. Mm. When I was feeling good, I don't give a shit about anyone approval. But sometimes you're not always that good, and it's not that you don't care about the approval when you're feeling good. You keep it aside, and then it will come out. I I need just to try to stop thinking too much. And this is the most difficult part, especially when I told you, when you're too tired just to think straight about these things. When maybe you made a mistake and you say to someone something about what you're doing and they're just trying to minimize it, like, or just change the argument, like I don't give a shit. So keep it, I have to keep it for myself. I don't have to show it up to anyone else. I will need for the fact just to talk by themselves.
Thank you. Um, in the sentence, until it's done, tell no one, there is this underlying sense, as I said, of having to do something, something that you are supposed to be doing, as you have said. But there's also a second part to that sentence that is the tell no one, which kind of evokes the idea of silence, right? Or at least there is the idea that something should not come out before the correct time. Why is silence important in the process of creating or achieving or doing something?
Why do you say the silence is golden? Because words are energies. What is energy? Whatever we say has a weight. Whatever we say to each other, the way that we say it, it takes or it gives away the attention. Um, in silence, I prefer just to do everything almost in silence, even if I prefer some music. But even for me, music is silence sometimes because it helps me go with my mind where I need to be. Silence is mostly interference. Silence, having been in silence, is just to cut out all the interferences because there's so many interferences that just, uh, for example, when I was tired coming back from work and I realized that I arrived here at 9:30, I have to eat, and then I need to feed the cat, and then I want to start to do something. I watch the clock. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't do anything. These for me are interferences because I have not, after a day, been tired of going out and come back or whatever. These interferences are not good for my silence. My silence is just to be there, start. If I start, and even 5 hours had passed, yesterday, this morning, it was 4 o'clock. I was working, but I was in silence doing the thing that I love the most. That kind of silence is necessary. I just put even my phone, nobody calls me, so I don't care. But I don't want someone just to interrupt me. No interruption is silence. No other chance just to, I give myself, for example, while I eat, just to watch whatever is going on in the world if I have to. But then my attention is dedicated to everything that I'm going to do. I have the plan. I have what I have to do step by step. I know exactly when my helper will stop working so I can continue the other day. But the silence, we need to stop as much as possible all the interferences that does not allow us just to do what we are supposed to do. Procrastination and everything else. Procrastinating, it comes out from the fact that we don't believe in what we're doing. If I could stay here and I need to do something, and then, for example, I cannot stay watching a movie. I have a movie that I wanted to watch since a lot of time. I cannot watch it now because it's like I'm wasting time. I need to some interferences just to keep aside. From the other end, I need some interferences when I'm not doing what I'm doing.
What would be the consequence of sharing your dreams or your goals or your plans? What happens if you share them too early?
They will never go the way they are supposed to because you will just take your belief, your faith, and your trust in what you're doing. You will give it away like you do it on the market because you would take away even the effort. It would take away the all the time that you dedicated on it because someone else can pass by. But this everybody doing this over there. What you're wasting your time on it? It could be even one wrong word at the wrong time. I will not allow it.
You are a person that is very resilient, yes, but you are also very work driven, meaning you are a very, at least at my eyes, from my perspective, you always seem to be a person that had a lot of discipline. What was the price
And
that
this
you have paid for that discipline to exist?
being alone. Sometimes it's a choice. Sometimes it's a choice made it from others. Mm. But mostly I prefer being alone.
In order to have discipline, do you have to be alone, or do you prefer to be alone in order to have discipline?
It depends. There are some things that you don't know about me and
Hmm.
cannot come out so easily. So the discipline is something that now I have to force to myself because I know that this is one of the aspects that can help me get where I need to be. But it's not easy. Remember, I was out of work for several months, and these were not months that were helpful because of all the situation, of all the fact that I could not make my mind around uh, what happened, not only for the work, but even for what happened during the summer. So when you have to deal with depression, the way that I someone had to go through sometimes in their life, uh, the stigmatization, even when they just I I just wanted even in that moment just to stop hearing opinions or whatever because mm, I became completely pathetic about whatever was going on around me. And the only maybe things that helped me out was this feeling of, huh, I just put aside for a moment the depression of whatever happened. And there was this anger inside about what was done to me in a moment of vulnerability from people that I thought I could trust. And this was something that I could not just, you know, okay, no, don't take, no, let it go. No, 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 I won't let it go. This was maybe the things that helped me out, get out of this catatonic state. Sometimes I was for 3 days on the couch without moving. And I moved just to fed the cats, so nobody knew that. And find myself in a situation in which I was in a situation that I couldn't do anything about it. because I'm not a person that asks for help when it's necessary. I found into this anger and I let it grow enough just to give me the shock necessary to say, now it's time to do something about it. And okay, not revenge. I would not just go to kill everybody. Even if it would be, even in my mind, it would be very nice. But just to do something uh, to help me just to get out of here, because I was being at home for many months without having any kind of contact or whatever. But I found it therapeutic when someone makes you something good. Just in my mind, I play a movie, usually a Quentin Tarantino movie. Feels so good. Just to do to them whatever Quentin has shown me that it's possible to do to an inhuman being. I don't consider that human beings are just a piece of shit. Ah, if you're listening to this blog, even to my can, it's you. It's you. I was talking about you.
Um,
I hope. I hope. Uh,
how do you balance how do you balance your strength with the vulnerability when life takes its toll?
I just flip a coin and I hope for the best.
That's not much that someone can do, I guess. All right, this is the very last question before all the set of questions that I had created are done. And I guess it's just fair to ask this one since we're saying that until it's done, tell no one. So, what is it that you are still building that no one knows about?
So, whatever it is, it started in a way and it changed a lot during the, the past as it was supposed to. I was not expecting something different. I knew that in the beginning the ideas were there, but they were not the correct one. You need to consider many variables. Since April that I started just to go into it, of course, I started without money. So you need to find a way to find the tools, the correct tools, just to help you out, find the information you need. And I consumed many hours. I wasted many hours, but watching videos about tutorials or whatever could have just give you the chance just to start something online until I found the pattern that it looks like the one that made me learn a lot of stuff. I learned I how just to deal with each one of the artificial intelligence I'm working with, just how to use Canva Pro, just how to use it to understand what the market wants and how you can take this to your advantage. I had the luck that I had this person that gave me a course, free course for a known shop online in order for me just to set it up. And it was a course that was 250 euro. She knows that I could not afford just to pay anything at the moment. And of course, after that, when I could, I bought even something else. But she had a lot of followers, so she proposed. Maybe I know why she did it, and she was clever about it. The fact that you have one person, a complete stranger, trusting you with something, it changed completely my perception of how to do things. And she doesn't know yet because I hope that she will watch this video and she will understand what she did. But this will come out only the moment when I reached exactly the point. I have a deadline for myself. I put the moment in which everything needs to be at the right place. And only then I can not leave to behind me whatever happened. This cannot be. I need to take it with me into another place, clean it up, and start just to understand why something happens. And there could have been a lot different if I didn't have this resilience. So for me, the only thing is that I, the trust that I give to people, I know what trusting some people did to them. Nobody understand how this trust return this can do to anyone that maybe we are not aware that they need it in that moment. It can be even just a small gesture, it can be even just a word, can even just take it in a moment that we cannot understand what's going on to us, but just finding the time is what we have. Just find a minute just to do one action, one something that you want to do good to someone, just to send a message or whatever. It makes miracles that we underestimate a lot, and we shouldn't underestimate what we can do, especially when we don't know what's going on the other side. And how important can be even just as a very small gesture. That's it.
All right. So before we close this off, I had an idea here because technically the other people that I'm going to talk to you don't know or you never interacted with them before. But I think that it would be fun if you guys can somehow interact with each other. So I wanted to ask you, if possible, what's one question that you'd like to ask this person that I'm going to interview next? A question, your choice.
Are you happy? And if you are, keep it. Don't forget it. All the time, remember. If you are not, do something about it. Now.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this moment, Davide.
Wow, thank you so much for your
Thank you so
time.
much for your time. And really thank you for this. It was really nice. It
We will,
was
we will go
amazing.
for a coffee maybe next year, okay?
Not, I don't know about next year, but let's try to do it before the next year then, okay? We still have three
Okay.
months away.
Have a good evening. Thank you
Have a
again.
good evening.
Ciao.
Big hug. Bye bye. Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.
Ciao.
Okay.